Okay, hey guys, so this is Shaylee, and here is my case study report. My student is 6 years old. She's in first grade. She loves school, she loves reading, she adores her family, she plays basketball, and her favorite movie is Frozen. She does not like pizza when her teacher is gone or riding the bus. Here is my school's TAPER report. This is Winsboro Elementary School, and our accountability rating was a C, which is not the best. I know that our school, we just have a lot going on. We've been through lots of administration changes. Like, we got a new superintendent, we're getting a different principal. I know that we have an intervention plan going on for the elementary campus and the intermediate just because of our accountability rating. So I know that they are making changes to try to get that score up. So, as you know, we went through a lot of assessments for our case study students. And I'm just going to briefly go over this, and then I'm going to go over several of the assessments in depth. So for the reading attitude survey, my student got a 40 raw score, and that was where you just asked them how they felt about reading. And on every single one, she circled a 4 because she just loves it. For the letter sound screener, that was when we asked them to identify the uppercase and lowercase consonants, vowels, short and long vowel sounds, and she did perfect on that. The oral language screener, that was when we asked students to name us things in a classroom, fruits and vegetables, animals and states in the U.S. And she is in first grade, so it was not applicable, but I did count up her total and divided it by 2. So if she were to have that count, then she would have got 16.5 words a minute. So I feel confident that when she goes to second grade, she'll definitely get 14 items per minute. The phonological awareness screening test, she got 46 out of 52 words correctly, and I'm going to focus on that one later. For the primary spelling inventory, she got 6 out of 15 words correct. The ones that she missed the most were the common long vowels. So for like the word shine, she spelled S-H-I-N and left off the E. So I did notice that she struggled with vowels. For her writing sample, she wrote about her family. I knew that she was having a new baby brother soon, so she just wrote about that, and she did pretty well. The San Diego Quick Assessment, that was when we just read them the list of words, and it was 2 grade levels below. That's where we started. She did perfect on the pre-primer stage, and she did perfect on the primer stage. When we got to grade 1, she struggled, so she's at a kindergarten reading level. For the core high frequency words, she got 22 out of 24 words correct, and I'm going to touch on that later. And then for the vocabulary screening, I'll also be touching on that. She got 29 out of 30 words correct, and for the maze comprehension, she got 13 out of 14 answers correct, and I will also be discussing that. So this is Scarborough's reading rope, and this is really what I based my reflection of this assignment off of. We should know from Dr. Fortenberry's class that language comprehension and word recognition equals reading success, and I just feel like these assessments were structured to cover each strand of this rope: background knowledge, vocabulary, language structure, etc. I think that each assessment touched at least, one of these, and I feel like we got to go over several. So I will talk about that more later in my reflection. Now, looking at the these are the first assessments I want to focus on, and this is based on the language comprehension part of Scarborough's reading rope. A city walk, I feel like, talks about background knowledge and understanding concepts, and then the vocabulary is the strand of its own. So this city walk, it was from the Maze comprehension test, and I read to her and I had her select the right choice. So it says, they were on their way to for the or meat food store, and she circled the. So we didn't get to finish, but she got 13 out of 14 answers correct. And I think that's really good for a first grader. And first grade doesn't even count. It's really only for second grade to 10th grade. But she did very well considering that she only got one wrong. And then for the vocabulary screening test, I just covered up each line so we could focus on one at a time because she was kind of overwhelmed. She got 29 out of 30 correct, which tells me she has a really good understanding of vocabulary, which will be very helpful to her as she continues to learn more reading concepts. So the other part to Scarborough's reading rope is word recognition, and one of the strands off of that was sight recognition. So this was the core high frequency word survey, and it was where you just went down the list that your student was in, and she's in grade 1, and she got 22 out of 24 correct. And I just wanted to note that I know first grade has a really good program to get these kids to learn their high frequency words. Like they have a little booklet, and it's colored with different construction paper, and it has like 10 words. And once they know all 10 words and say it to their parent signs off, and then the teacher signs off of it and they get a prize. So then it's something small, but it's just to encourage them to really learn their sight words, which obviously it's paying off since she knows almost all of them. So this is the PASS test, and this also connects to the reading rope word recognition and decoding. And the PASS test covers the syllable levels, onset rhyme levels, phoneme levels, the basic phoneme levels, and then advanced phoneme levels. And she did really good on syllable levels, onset rhyme levels, and basic syllable levels, but she struggled on advanced phoneme levels when it came to the short and long vowel sounds when she was changing those. So that is something that I've noticed about my student from the primary spelling inventory, and then from this, she struggles with vowel sounds. So moving forward to intervention, that is what I noted in her intervention plan. Excuse me. So her strength, she's great at identifying letters, sounds. She has wonderful vocabulary knowledge. She has great oral language skills. She has good comprehension. She can add, substitute, and delete consonants, and she knows almost all of her high frequency words. But her struggles are spelling and identifying common long and short vowels and substituting vowels. So for her plan, I put that Cadence needs to work with a small group for personalized instruction on how to spell words with common, long, and short vowels. And here, the activities I put that she could do and should focus on would be vowel categorization, vowel isolation, and vowel substitution. And all of these are from my group's intervention folder. So, like for categorization, she could do bat, fat, and cut, which is the odd word, because bat and fat both have the short A, and cut has the short U. So if she could identify that, that would be wonderful. For isolation, it would really just be finding objects with the similar vowel sounds, so block, clock, and rock. And then the last one I think would be very helpful because it's visual. If you had letters like L-U-C-K and you changed it to I, or I said that backwards, if you had lick and then you changed the I to a U, it would be a different word, which would be luck. And I think that would be really helpful for her. So, my reflection on the case study, I see how the assessments correspond to Scarborough's reading rope because students had to know background knowledge, they had to be able to decode, they needed phonological awareness skills, they needed good vocabulary, and just looking at how successful my student is, it helps me understand that she's so successful because she has already went through each section on that reading rope, and she is getting her foundation laid with language comprehension and word recognition. She's learning decoding skills, and she's learning how to comprehend the material as well. So just going through all of this really shows me the importance of laying the foundation, because it's not that students are just successful readers. They are successful because they have the skills to do so. So that's my biggest takeaway from this experience. And the other thing I noted is that her parents and this teacher, they had such a great partnership, and it really shows me how helpful that is to student success, which is very encouraging this year during a pandemic school year. And I know that's not, directly related to the educational part of this assessment, but I just wanted to throw that in there because I thought it might benefit, some of you that are listening. Because I feel like my student just shows me, like, this is how we want all of our students to be at the benchmark level, but they're not. But it does show me that in spite of circumstances, the partnership really helps. But overall, Scarborough's reading rope and just laying that foundation just shows me that this is how students become successful. So thank you so much, and I hope you've enjoyed.